welcome to my channel, Scrunchy Personal Finance, where I talk about all things personal finance through a lens of eco-minimalism, changes I'm making to be more eco-conscious and lower my environmental footprint while also making more ethical choices. If this sounds like something you're interested in, please consider liking, subscribing, and staying in touch so we can keep the conversation going. Today, I'm going to be discussing my annual budget. I like to have both an annual and a monthly budget. For my annual budget, I use a spreadsheet through Google Sheets online. I've found that having an annual budget keeps me way more accountable because honestly, you can't put the same amount to financial goals every single month. Every single month is not built the same. There are spendier times of the year and there are thriftier times of the year. And being able to plan for the whole year at once can make sure that you're saving more in the less spendy times so that you can prioritize effectively for the things that matter to you. Because realistically, we spend more money in the second half of the year. That's when summer happens. We go on vacations, we go to the beach, we're more likely to go to the zoo. You take more trips, or at least we do in the summer. And then in the fall, winter time, we have the majority of our immediate family birthdays, including our child's. So, those are just spendier time of the year. Plus with the holidays, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, I like decorating, I like celebrating, and you should put your money towards things that bring you joy and that you like. So I'm not going to stop spending on the things that make us happy to get to some other financial goal faster. As you'll see, we are doing okay in a lot of respects. We don't have any high interest debt anymore, so I'm not too worried about going gazelle hard at any singular financial goal. This is more about being realistic and trying to balance financial goals with being happy and the planet and ethics and all of that. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, obviously like, subscribe, stick around, comment. If you think I'm full of crap, that's okay too. Anyways, let's hop into it. So for our October budget, let's see, we are giving $150 to each of our Roth IRAs. Right now we're focusing on other goals. So investing, we're putting a little bit to it, but we're not, it's not the main focus right now. Our main goal is to save for a new car because we're hoping to start trying for our second child in the next year or so. And our current cars would not fit 2 car seats with me in the middle. So I don't know why they're making middle seats like it feels like they're 4 inches long. Like what adult can fit in a middle seat in a Toyota Camry? No one. Anyways, neither of our vehicles would comfortably fit me in the middle seat in between 2 car seats. So our main goal is to save for a new to us used car, probably some kind of SUV. Our emergency fund. So like we said, we still have $21.48 left to budget. We're going to come back up here and see how much we can put to the new car. We just got to make sure all of our bills are taken care of first. So student loan is taken care of. I am anticipating our student loan bills to go up. They're currently at $263. But we are on an income-based plan, and this is being calculated based on our 2021 income. And at the time, my husband was working full-time, but obviously made considerably less. And I was working part-time at the library because we were both in school that year. So my payments are set to 0, but I believe our combined payment together will be about $1,200 once we have to recertify our income. So we've had significant income growth in the last 3 years since we graduated law school, passed the bar, started our first jobs, and then got a few raises since those first jobs. House, okay. See, here's the budget killer. $2,800. I think our mortgage is actually like $2,780 something, but I just rounded up to $2,800 because it's like an extra
$14 or something. Our electric bill last month, which I haven't updated this yet, but it was almost $800. It was like 7 something. So it should be going down, but since this October bill will be for September, I'm gonna leave it a little bit high. It shouldn't be this high, but rather safe than sorry. Okay, the trash bill we're gonna do, I don't know what this was this month, but we're gonna keep doing 65. The reason these are highlighted is because before we moved where we were renting, we only paid trash every 3 months, so I highlighted it on the months that it was due, and I should actually just erase these. And then taxes, we already saved up for our taxes, so not going to worry about that. Internet, 65. My husband's cell phone bill, 65. Car insurance, we do need to start saving up for this. Well, I already budgeted for the whole amount to come out of next month's bill, but I think we should try to probably split that up. So let's do 500 and then 445. Okay, childcare, we no longer pay for childcare. My in-laws watch our child while we're working. Food, we give them some money for food. So if you'll see this little like subcategory here, my husband is on his parents' cell phone plan, so we usually give them the $65 for his cell phone, $200 for groceries because they buy groceries while watching our kid, and they usually make dinner a lot of the time too. This next category is our set bills. We have insurance for firearms that we own, and then my cell phone bill. This bill does include the cost of my phone and insurance. I got this phone when I was in my third trimester of pregnancy. So just anticipating that having a child would be rough on my cell phone, I did buy the insurance for the first time ever. So that's partially why it's so expensive. Monthly cost for insurance, and also paying off the phone. And then our variable bills every month, these are things that aren't the same price every single month. Groceries, we've got it set at $500. There are also some categories I need to remove here, like trifecta meals. We used to have a meal subscription plan for lunch, but once we bought the house, that had to go. Eating and takeout, I used to track this here, but I've actually since moved it down to the wants section. I liked having all the food together, but it was throwing off our numbers up here, and so I couldn't really track what was needs and wants because they weren't in the right categories. So takeout is now down in the wants because takeout is definitely not a need. Household, we're doing 100. Let's see. Who Gives a Crap is our toilet paper subscription service. It's bamboo toilet paper. They also have post-consumer recycled paper, which is great also. Just not everyone in my household liked it as much as the bamboo one, so we're getting the bamboo toilet paper. That's one of those things that are more eco-conscious but is more expensive than if we got toilet paper from Costco. Medical, 200. Yeah, we just try to budget every month just to make sure we're good. The baby doesn't go to the doctor super often anymore now that he's over a year and a half, but co-pays, our regular prescriptions and stuff like that, we'd rather have that money saved up ahead of time instead of worrying about it later. The baby gets $200 every single month. I tend to, how would you say, I'm a little bit neurotic about the budget. I think it's fun. So even though I don't need to track where this $200 goes, I do. I like to know where it's going. And I'm not super good about updating this column. So this is the budgeted column, and this would be the actual, how much we actually spent. And I'm really not good about updating that because I use YNAB. So it's always there for me to go back and see but I need to be better about updating this so we have the whole year at a glance. The next category is pets. We have a dog. He's a large breed dog. He's a poodle and I was gonna say German Shepherd. That's not right. A Saint Bernard. So he's huge. He's like 110 pounds. Maybe he's smaller than that. Maybe he's like 90. I don't know. I'm not good at judging weight. Anyways, he's a cutie pie. We budget $130 a month for food. We usually only have to buy his food like every 2 months, and it comes out to about $190. But in the effort of making things easy, I'm just doing the same amount. And then the extra $40 is for me to get him bones and treats or toys or whatever. But we for sure need $190 or $100, about $100 every month for food. The next section is our vehicles. We have a Jeep, which was paid off a few years ago. The next is the Camry Hybrid. This is $317 a month. All I know is that the interest rate is like 2 or 3% or something, so we're not looking at paying that off early. Next is gas. Since we bought this house and moved, our gas bill has gone down significantly. We were spending like $600 a month on gas. Now it's $300. Honestly, probably closer to $250. It depends if we go out of town. If we're just going to work and like the store, probably could keep it around $250 a month. But $300 just to be safe in case we have to go visit my parents or something who live about 45 minutes away. The next is car maintenance. You know, I haven't really been contributing to this. It's certainly not an every month thing, and I'm actually going to get rid of that. We're trying to focus on saving up for a new car. We'll cash roll things as they come. I just got an oil change, so we shouldn't be needing any car maintenance. I think my husband might need a oil change in his car next month though, so since we've moved and we aren't commuting a really long way for work anymore, I don't have that innate sense anymore of how often we need an oil change, because the miles we're driving per month are like a third of what they used to be. So I think I'm only getting an oil change like every 6 months now. We'll see. I'm gonna keep it there in November just in case he needs one. We'll find out, I guess. We used to have car wash subscriptions. We got rid of those. They were like $15 each per month, but you know, luxuries that we cut to get to get a house. Our roadside assistance is due in November. Our registration for the Camry was due in September, but as you can see, I paid it in July. And then we do have our registration for the Jeep due at the end of November. I'm going to split that up though. Actually, no, I'm not gonna. You never know with the DMV. We're gonna pay it this month so that it's for sure here before it expires. So we're officially at the end of needs, and as you can see, the needs were $7,500, which is $2,000 over what it should be if we wanted to keep it at 50%. But there's really not a whole lot we can do about that. Things are pretty much as cut as we can get them at this point. But if we took out that $2,800 mortgage, we would be under that 50%. But it's okay. It is what it is. Cost of home ownership. Okay, takeout. We are pretty bad about takeout. We have takeout at least 3 times a week, trying to cut down. So we're going to see if we can limit it to 400. I think we've been closer to 600 the past few months. It's the summer. We're having fun. We're out and about more. So it is what it is. But we're going to try to be better about that and limit it to once or twice a week. This does also include when my husband and I go out to lunch together. We don't really have date nights anymore since my in-laws watch the baby all day. I don't really want to ask them to watch him in the evening for us to go have date nights. So we usually go out to lunch together, and that's working out better for us to have quality time together without asking someone to watch the baby. So this figure does include us getting lunch probably once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, and then eating out as a family on the weekends. Sinking funds. Okay, gifts. If you see those little triangle things right there, I have a little note where I put everyone who has a birthday in that month. And honestly, this is a heavy gifts month. I've also budgeted $300 for my husband's birthday party. He doesn't usually have a party, but if we want to go like have his family over and cook, it would probably cost $300. And then we need to start budgeting for Christmas. You know what? I did not budget anything to Christmas, I don't think, in August. We are part of certain gift exchanges. We usually try to get a big gift for the baby. He's only going to be 2, so we'll probably buy him one large thing, but then we also have gifts for gift exchanges with my husband's family. My parents are divorced, so I have gifts for my mom, a gift exchange with my dad's family. We do have to do the stockings. Like, anyways, we're budgeting $1,500 for Christmas. Hopefully that's enough. I want to say last year we spent like 23, but again, we had more disposable income because we were living with my in-laws and our portion was so cheap compared to what our mortgage is now. Next section, my husband and I both get personal spending money. We each get $300 a month to do with as we please, and this is just where I track it. So any subscriptions that we have that are just for us come out of our personal spending. They used to come out of the family budget, but alas, cuts had to be made again for the mortgage. So my husband doesn't really have any. He just has his Formula One subscription. I have a lot. I have Spotify, I have 2 Patreons, While I Laughed and Reddit on Wiki. I have a Canva premium subscription, and I did have Kindle Unlimited. I might bring that back, but I've been finding it really hard to read now that I have a toddler who runs around. So audiobooks and stuff are more my jam, or podcasts, to be honest. So I canceled Kindle Unlimited, might bring that back later. I also track which of our personal spending money goes to like eating out. So like if I go get ice cream or Starbucks or eat out, that comes out of my personal spending money, not out of the family takeout budget. And same with my husband. If he wants to use his personal spending money every month to go eat out, he totally can. This is completely for us. We can spend this money on whatever we want. Anything we don't spend rolls over so we can save up for bigger purchases. My husband is usually pretty good about saving stuff. I am not. I use basically all of it every single month, and I'm trying to be better about saving it, but I'm a spender at heart. Anyways, so this next section is our household subscriptions. We have limited it to 3. We have kept Netflix, HBO, and Apple One. Apple One includes our increased storage, and it has like Apple News, Apple Music, Apple TV, all of the things. So, and that's the family plan for 5 people. So this is worth it for us to keep, especially for the increased storage now that we are taking so many pictures and videos because of our kiddo. Prior to buying the house, we also had Paramount, Peacock, Disney Plus, and Showtime. Those have all been canceled and will be taken off when we have next year's annual budget. And then this last section is our annual subscriptions. So the things that are only due once a month. The first is Thrive Market. I canceled it 2 years ago, and then it charged me for it last summer, but it was only $20. So I was like, you know what, I'll just use it this year. And I kept it on thinking that it was just going to renew. They're like a healthy grocery store, more preservative free, which fits with my crunchy lifestyle goals. So I kept it. And then this year I didn't get charged for it. So I think the cancellation finally went through. So that's good. Grove is another similarly crunchy grocery store. It's more like a Target, honestly. They don't really have food. It's like household supplies, cleaning supplies, things of that nature. Our budgeting software, YNAB, is due in July, which you can see it shows up right there. Costco is due on October 1st. I'm pretty sure last year I budgeted it in September and it didn't come out till October, which is why I changed it to October. But I think realistically, we still need to put that in September. I don't know what I was thinking. This is what happens when you don't do this every month like you're supposed to. And then Amazon Prime for my husband's account comes out in December. And these other things have been canceled, so they don't matter. Let's see, our total for wants is $2,142.96, which is over by like $300. That's probably because we're spending too much on gifts this month. And I think I've said this before, but the second half of the year is a pretty expensive time for us. We're usually really good savers January through June, and then July through December is when the bulk of our family's birthday parties and then the holidays are happening. So, combination of going out more in the summer plus holidays and birthday parties makes the second half of the year really spendy for us. So now we have 1,165 left over, which we'll put to the new car. There we go. Now we've budgeted everything.
Okay, so that was the annual budget. From here, what I usually do is at the start of every month, I will go into YNAB, which is our budgeting software that syncs with our bank accounts. YNAB stands for You Need a Budget. Very clever in the name. So I will go to YNAB. I will look at what our budget says we should be spending in the various categories, and then I'll assign the money to there so that it aligns. And sometimes we end up saving money if we didn't exhaust a category earlier. There are certain categories that I will let build up, and there are certain categories where I will assign less if we didn't spend everything. So if you are interested in seeing how I incorporate the annual budget with YNAB, stay tuned. That video will be coming up pretty soon, probably the next one. And yeah, you can see how I update our October budget based on that. And I hope you stick around. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. Also, if you'd like a copy of the annual budget spreadsheet, I will leave a link in the description box. Hope to see you around. Bye. Oh, and like and subscribe. I think I'm supposed to say that. Okay, bye.